Technology is technology, and it will just keep moving at a very rapid pace. But it's really how you use it.
We are no longer just a provider. We are your partner to make everything better for your life or for your business.
AI is a huge thing now, and everyone just keeps talking about it, but nobody has really, grabbed it and really made a very concrete play of it in the country.
For us to make people's life better, it's not just connecting them, but actually to educate them. And it's also to teach them that how to make use of technology much better.
Hello and welcome to another episode of All Insights with FiberHome, the place where we communicate, connect and converge ideas and insights with the future vision leaders of our telco business. So today over here we have two remarkable leaders in our telco business. The first I would like to introduce is Ms. KD Dizon, the SVP and Head of Global Business. And over here also we have Mr. Dennis Wong, Senior Advisor for B2B Transformation for Globe Telecom Business. So welcome you both. Thank you for coming to FiberHome for your precious time. So before we proceed into our conversation, first of all, I would like to fill in the information gap first for our audiences over there. So the Philippines is actually one of the most vibrant and most exciting digital frontiers right now in our industry. And where we have nearly more than 98 million internet users with an almost 84% of internet penetration rate. And the national digital economy is actually projected to grow about $140 billion in gross merchandise value by 2030. So we can see over here that the potential is very immense. However, we still have around 19 million internet users that have no connection in Philippines. So we can see that over here that the gap is both in challenge and also an opportunity. And I've checked your vision at Globe, and you have committed to connecting every Filipino from the Metro Manila and all the way to the most remote island. And Philippines as an archipelago country that has a very immense difficulties over here. So looking from your annual reports, first of all, it shows a very fascinating story. First of all, congratulations for having a very successful year in 2025. So your fiber subscribers have grew 43% year in year, especially you have like your G Fiber prepaid across around 820,000 subscribers, and also becoming the country's fastest growing subscribing services in the whole country and also in the nations. Also, your wireless services are actually growing very, very fast. So it seems like the story of connection is actually growing. And Ms. Katie, you have before spoken publicly about how digital transformation for small, medium enterprises can sometimes feel overwhelming, and that Globe must solve this problem beyond access. So my first question is, first of all, what is the hardest unsolved problem in getting connection or physical infrastructure for the Filipinos that need it? And what happens after connection?
So, as you had mentioned, that the Philippines is an archipelago. We have over 7,000 islands, and connecting that is actually quite a challenge. You need to be able to roll out infrastructure across different types of terrain and across bodies of water. And so, therefore, that does cost a lot. And of course, when you have that cost, it makes it a little bit prohibitive if it's something that needs to get passed on to the customer. So I think what Globe is actually quite good at, apart from really finding ways to build our own infrastructure in a very cost-efficient manner, is to partner.
Yes.
So we know where we actually need some help, and so we do partner with other big global players to, like, let's say, bring direct to sell for our customers, or with other partners that would bring other types of satellite connectivity across the archipelago. We also do work with the government. There are areas that are a bit geographically, I guess, challenged, and we are working with the government to provide them some kind of free connection. And this is important because apart from just using data, etc., for entertainment, they actually really use it for education, for the schools and for the students. And You mentioned small and medium businesses. They are the backbone of the economy, and it's very important for us that as after we have provided that connectivity, to provide the next level. How can they level up? How can they actually transform themselves and play strongly in the digital space? And this is something that we do with our own suite of products and services that are really tailored to be able to help our SMEs become much more efficient, much more productive, reach their customers much better. But I think apart from that is really working with them to help educate them from a digital savviness perspective, even from a financial savviness perspective, really helping them uplift the knowledge that they have to be able to make their businesses thrive.
That's a very good answer. So it's like just not instead of just giving them basic connection, all of them is educating them and making them more confident about the futures and prospects of our digital economy transformation. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Katie. So the second question I would like to actually is ask Mr. Dennis Wong. So you have your experiences in all this industry. You have more than 27 years, as I've known from the internet. So especially right now in Globes, right now ICT related services is a big, huge sector of your whole business sector, digital transformation, especially in the digital transformation in the Philippines. So you have also spoken before about how 5G is not just a faster network. It is actually a fundamental platform shift, okay, combining edge computing, AI to move intelligence closer to the enterprises or to the customer size. Now, especially right now, AI is growing fastly, exponentially. Okay, so in your view, I know you're a tech person, so maybe you can talk more about tech over here. So from a platform perspective, where do you see that this platform is most transformative, but yet underexplored?
I think in this space itself, I think I would say that 5G is always a kind of like a basic capabilities for all of us. I think if you look at it, the digital diversion in the past will be that fiber to every home or connectivity to every home might not be so viable.
Yes.
Now, wireless give us a different form of connecting the people. As you can see, the internet explosion came in the last few years because of 4G. It connects a lot of people and because of the place it can reach. So now 5G bring a different dimension. 5G bring a dimension of basically more capacity and even higher security. I think that actually enable much more capability and application. Now, I will believe that because of that, people are much more connected, people are able to create more, and actually it actually enhance and make the life of many people much better. Now, where I think from a transformative perspective, I think it's important for us to understand that for us to make people's life better, it's not just connecting them, but actually to educate them. And it's also to teach them that how to make use of technology much better. I think that's where I think, relating to the first question, as we talk about how do we actually reach out to the people. Technology is as good as the way we use it.
Yes.
So I totally agree with Ms. Katie that one of the things that we are trying to help the kind of the community, especially the small medium business, is how to use digital, how to educate them. So if there's any technology that is kind of like a less, I would say that less developed, I don't think so. Technology is for us to use. So more importantly is to how to educate the people and make it much more what's called that useful for them, for their life.
Technology for all.
Yeah, that's right. So, and that's the reason why I think that for Globe, the biggest initiative we have with our SMBs and our enterprise is to educate, training. And this is the part of the community work that we will always want to do. I think that is the most important. Nation building and for the betterment of the people is the key core. Technology is just an enabler for us to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis, for elaborating on that. So my last question is actually going to be both to you. You can first, Ms. Katie, and then Mr. Dennis, you can elaborate. So we've seen that like a Mint, contributing now more than 6.1 billion Filipino pesos, and non-telco revenues has actually become a big portion in Globe's ICT services. Okay, so it is obvious that your vision speaks of a Philippines where business flourish and the nation is admired. So as Globe continues to expand across, fintech, ICT, deepening its back-to-back B2B transformation, Globe is clearly becoming something larger, just a telecom company. As you mentioned, Lai is more about education the people on this kind of stuff. So in the next decade, we're going to look in future for the prospect, okay? As these businesses mature, as people are educated, okay? What does Globe have to be that the Filipinos or the Philippine turns to for its digital future? I mean, what's your future prospects on how to provide much better technology for Filipinos?
I think Dennis had mentioned earlier that, technology is technology and it will just keep moving at a very rapid pace. But it's really how you use it that will make a big difference. And you will have one entity that can provide a technology, another one that will just do one up and one up. And I think the role of Globe for our customers is really to be able to bring that technology to life and have real life cases that can help improve their lives or their businesses. But I think what's also very important is because when you ask a customer what they want, they never know. They will never tell you. And if you're trying to get to the next innovation in life, it's hard to ask the customer. So we have to be, as Globe, we have to have that ambition for our customers, for the nation. Where do we want to take it? AI is a huge thing now, and everyone just keeps talking about it, but nobody has really, grabbed it and really made a very concrete play of it in the country. But I think that's a very big space that Globe can help drive the nation forward. So that's one. But it's what's very important is for us to really define an aspiration and help usher the country in, whether it's the whole nation or the businesses, every single Filipino getting uplifted because of that. That's the role I think that should separate Globe from all the players, because there's something in Globe that we call malasakit. In English, it's hard to translate because I think it's a very specific Filipino term.
Yeah.
It's a very traditional term, but it really means about like a genuine care. And I think that is something that we really take to heart about being customer centric. So a genuine care for the success of the businesses, for Filipinos' dreams to be able to come true, and using the technology to be able to accelerate the achievement of those dreams, using the technology to allow Filipinos to dream even bigger. That is our role as a technology company.
That's a very, very good vision, and we hopefully can see that in the Philippines. So Dennis, I would like to anything to more extend and elaborate.
I think what Ms. Katie said is actually very true. So if I put it in a short sentence, it's like, for the Filipinos, we want you to do better in your life. Leave the technology to us. Similarly, for the businesses, we want you to focus on your customer and your business. Leave the rest to us. Similarly, I think that's the same kind of concept we want to push for as a vision. Beside connectivity, we want to be your partner in all your applications. We want to be your partner in all your business requirements. We want to think for you. We want to be your partner. We are no longer just a provider. We are your partner to make everything better for your life or for your business. I think that is the kind of like the vision we want the Filipino, both the people and the business, to think of us as.
That is remarkable. So basically, like Globe is actually doing the hard part, which is actually the most challenging thing. So you can able to benefit every Filipino to uplift their future, to help fulfill their dreams, and be in a bigger, wider versions, like to transform the whole digital picture of the nation. Okay, so now we're almost at the end. So we're just going to talk more about. So FiberHome and Globe, we have been partners for many years. We thank you for that, and that relationship actually means a great deal to us. And we have actually built something real together all over these years. And that's why we deeply cherish your trust and achievement we did together. And we also look forward for achieving more, helping the Philippines to become a more developed country. And so the last question is just an open question. It's like, do you have any questions or suggestions for FiberHome? And we look forward towards our future cooperations,
Well, one, I thank FiberHome for the partnership of many, many years. I think a lot of Globe's success is really through the partnerships we have, and of course, FiberHome is a key partner for Globe. But looking forward, I think what I am really so excited about is the possibility of the future that we have seen here, as you have shown us around FiberHome. I think I'm looking forward to a partnership that will really help us help the Filipinos leapfrog into the next era, and make lives so much better across all. So that's it's not really a suggestion, but I think I would really love to be able to come up with what are the models that we can think of to work very efficiently, quickly, and innovatively with FiberHome for the betterment, of course, of the Filipino.
I think that's a question we are all searching all together. So Dennis.
Yeah, I think Miss Katie almost covers all, but I think just to again to thank FiberHome for the many years of partnership, and also I'm so happy to see FiberHome at such a forefront of the technologies. I think for technologies is for the betterment of people, and so then therefore we also would like to then suggest to FiberHome for all these new capabilities that you have. Please do share with us, and then if there's any possibility to work together, we certainly want to partner you and work closely and bring the capability and the benefits to the people of the Philippines.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Dennis. Thank you also, Ms. Katie. Thank you for your time and having this interview with us. So today we'll just